Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Dark Deity. This is Chapter 28, The Edge of Ascension. As far as I'm aware, the final stage of the game. This be it. This is for all the cookies. Close, I can feel it. We must be nearing the top of the tower. I think he's close to completing the ritual. He knows we defeated his revenant. He'll be doing everything he can to complete the ritual in time. Irving is right. The latent energy that has been flowing around us feels stagnant now. I feel it too, like it is slowly converging somewhere above us. We're gonna gut him for what he did. The snake deserves to suffer. Oh, Alexa. What he did to Sterling was unspeakable. Then to leverage it like that won't allow him a painless death. Alright, Liberty. Jeez. We can cast him into the staff, make him feel every pain that others had to do on his account. It could be done, but I think it would be a mistake. We have to remember who we're dealing with. He's about to destroy Terrazale as we know it. As long as we would have him in our custody, we'd risk letting it happen again. And for what? Revenge?
It's not that simple.
He doesn't even know what he's doing. I don't much care if he means to or not. A swift end is too kind. I love some righteous vengeance as much as the next gal, but we have a duty to everyone who got us here to do this right. Sterling wasn't the only one Empyrean and Akmenos kept from the grace of death. Nor was he the only one whose legacy they've waltzed on, or from it. I understand. What he did to my brother makes my heart rage against him. Part of me would jump at the chance to see his greatest pains realized. But we're no different than the countless widows and orphans he's created this year.
Still.
Maybe the ones here, but we carry every soul he's harmed on our shoulders today. We owe it to them to end this. Now we're all hurting. I love each and every one of you for caring as much as you do. We don't get the luxury of rage. We can't face him down with anger. We're going to give him another chance to surrender. Won't take it. No, maybe not. Without mercy, who are we? We too have blood on our hands. More than any of us ever asked for. If we meet him in a fair fight, it's quite possible he can take us all at once. Oh shit. All the more reason to be measured.
Whatever it takes.
We do this together, like we've done everything that got us here. Protect each other, and if one of us falls, we fight that much harder to make sure it wasn't for nothing. This may be our last day, for all of us. Empyrean expects us. I think we should take a moment to make our peace with that now. And final upgrade option. Bonds! Bonds! We get bonds at the final hour. It's the final hour. Bonds. With Elias and Liberty. Let's do Liberties first. I like Elias better. So proud of you, Irving. I wish your father were here to see the man you've become. Sterling, too. Every time I think I've pushed to my limits, I have to go further. I don't know how I'm still standing, Liberty. Still standing because you need to be. What we Sildarans do. We keep going.
How is this fair?
It's not fair. No, it isn't. It really isn't. I want to come to Chelamons with you when this is all done. I want to join the Order. I don't think this is the right time to make that decision, Irving. I've never been more sure of something in my life. I mean, he basically is... He's doing all of the Order's dirty work. He's just not a member. Like, he might as well be at this point. Atlas did this to thousands of people. Not unique in my suffering at his hands. In the Order, I can at least try to stop that from happening again. There'll always be evil people in this world. I never doubted that. If anything, it makes me want to join even more. Not an easy life, Irving. Aged your father well beyond his years, constantly managing the Order. As his eldest son, you'd be expected to take over one day. Why? An Order like that should absolutely be a meritocracy, not a... Oh my goodness. I hadn't thought of that. Not sure I am a good fit to lead such a thing, especially on a continent I don't understand.
You're wrong.
No, the hardest thing is that you're a perfect fit. You do a better job than anyone else I've ever met. I truly believe that. Then why would you talk me out of it, and yet you don't want it? We'll see, Irving. We need to focus up and finish this for Sterling. Fair enough. Elias. Irving, so sorry you had to see that, to do that. I've never judged anyone capable of that kind of cruelty. Your brother,
Sterling.
No, that was not my brother. Whatever power we contended with, it controlled his desiccated corpse like an empty vessel. It was not him. I watched Sterling's souls depart from this world. Not something I'll easily forget. I'm sure it isn't. Know what that's like, don't you? To have something so terrible burned fiercely in the eye of your mind. Stuff under my... Yes, it catches me off guard now and then. But I still see flashes of the souls from Akmenos' staff. I want to forget those sights, but every time I remember their ghastly faces, they seem to crystallize somehow. I don't know that I'll ever be free of them. We can try to forget, Elias. We can try to fill our minds with better and more pleasant things, but in all likelihood, so long as we live to sleep, it will return to haunt our nightmares and dreams. When we wake, the choice is ours again. The choice of how to spend our days, where to direct our efforts and our eyes.
Still.
And right now, our eyes must be fixed on justice, with everything we have. Anything less will all but ensure our defeat. You know, when enlisted on a whim, my friend's whim, really, I never could have guessed it would come to this, that I'd be standing here in this place, now.
No kidding.
Who could have? It's unimaginable. That's what makes it real, I suppose. And now Empyrean's had his go at conforming reality to his vision, to the benefit of no one but himself. It's time that came to an end.
Yes.
Yes, high time. Irving, you remember when we liberated Dervin? Just before we launched our assault, you looked around at each of us and seemed to take us in, as if it might be the last time, and you called us to arms. I remember it well.
I'm with you.
That was the first time I felt that I was fighting in a war I believed in, under the leadership of someone I could trust. And even now, after all that, the feeling hasn't faded in the slightest. Let's hope it's strong enough to last you one more battle. That's sad. Certain it is. Arms, Elias? Arms. Hell yeah! That was a nice little final touch. Save! We got some money. Who do we want upgrades on? Or do we even care about upgrades necessarily, or do we want, like, stat upgrades? Probably just do upgrades. And we got people at the top of the list for a reason, so let's give those people what they deserve. Anybody else that we use a tier 3 on that we really care about? I really think so. Oh, right. Sure. Sure. Right. Just gonna buy a bunch of okay. Absolutely, Corvin deserves a +1 Sarissa. Absolutely, Garrick deserves a +1 mini ballista. Marin does not care about having. Absolutely, we upgrade Astral Assault. I don't think Lincoln cares. Absolutely, we upgrade Elias's Sarissa. Sia probably deserves a CX, but out of money. Are we out of money? Can we sell some stuff? Sell some stuff. Inventory. They also nerfed the amount that things are sold for. Still, we should be able to sell for enough to watch me, like, really want this stuff later on. Get another tier 6 token. Cool. Who do we want it on? I think Sia. Sia's been so good for us. Get that CX up. Oh yeah. Alright, cool. Let's hop to it. Final battle.
Honor.
All our lives have led to this moment, that we might dispense what justice the gods have afforded us.
Make your peace!
Stand tall, we represent the final chance of this world. Let him test the strength of our bonds.
Chop chop!
Look alive, people. I didn't come all this way just to fail in the final hour. He doesn't stand a chance. He has the blood of thousands on his hands. If he will not yield, we will show no mercy. What he deserves.
Come on!
We're just bringing in everyone. Pushed us together with violence, and now he'll pay the price. Ironic that our collective power will bring his end.
Let go
Holy
of
shit.
all fear.
May be our final fight, but it will not speak for them all. It has been an honor to know each of you.
The gods can't help you
Right
now.
behind you, Irving, every step of the way. It's time we finish this once and for all. Hey! Atlas! Akmenos couldn't stop us, neither could the Revenant. You won't be any different.
I won't rejoice.
We're
in
making a
destruction.
mistake. We don't want to kill you, but we will if you leave us no other choice.
Pathetic.
You offer peace for your own conscience. You know I won't accept. Perhaps I simply think too much of you. Perhaps you think too little.
Strength is the only path
There will
to
be no peace here today.
No.
No. I will see my ascendants through to the end and leave this wretched world. I wish to grant you my final respects. Mere months ago, I had thought it impossible that any could interfere with my plans.
So.
You have done so with striking consistency. Among the ineptitude of the mortal races, you are surely the best of your kind. And you, Irving, I thought that you might understand the high call of the powerful to achieve something greater. To transcend this fleeting mortal
I
existence.
will remember.
I will look fondly upon your memory. Oh yeah? Alright, what's the final battle have in store for us? I'm actually really curious as to whether or not we're gonna get like something different like the dragon fight, or if this is gonna be another, you know, wade through hordes of enemies type scenario. Which, I mean, I'm fine with wading through hordes of enemies, but it's comes down to this. One final confrontation with the fate of the world at stake. Win and stop Empyrean from making the greatest mistake of all time, or lose and allow devastation such as the world hasn't known in millennia. Okay, map prep. Longsword. Harmony. Precision. Dampening. Alacrity. Rage. Regeneration. Protection. Power. Okay. Yeah? Here it goes. Aha. Firestorm deals 30 damage, increased by distance from Empyrean. Mana Storm deals up to 50 damage, reduced by unit's fortitude. Empowers Empyrean to cast Firestorm. Empowers Empyrean to regenerate 10% of HP per turn. Empowers Empyrean with 10 extra fortitude and defense. Empowers Empyrean to cast Mana Storm. Empowers Empyrean to dampen player healing by 50%. Empowers Empyrean to cast Wicked Bolt. Empyrean stops double attacks. And empowers Empyrean with double movement range. Alrighty then. Corvin, fuck this thing up.
much worth the ink.
There goes one crystal. Alright. Empyrean no longer regenerates 10% of his HP. I feel like we break into two groups and we go up one side each, destroying crystals, wrap around, back down onto him. Need to group healers to one side or the other. I don't know if everyone's going to be able to make it out of range. I would assume probably not. Which means I want to leave particular targets in range. What's this thing got? That's piercing, leather, rune. Alright, easy. Clone heads for this. She will absolutely destroy that.
If I must.
Are you sure?
At your disposal.
It looks like not only is he... Oof. It looks like not only is he,
Awaiting orders.
How can I help?
He's specifically targeting people. So he's gonna attack these people regardless. Oh, he doesn't stick around. Oh, shit. Game just got real. Okay. And that firestorm and that mana storm just hit. Okie dokie. That's a very different. That's a very different scenario.
I'm on it.
It is willed.
See if maybe...
Strike true.
Do we see what the fuck was going on there? Okay, a little sketch. Potentially a little sketch. We don't know. Potentially a little sketch. I'm gonna come over here. Oh. I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna... Oh.
Stay with me.
This should be fun.
Okay, and just need to keep in mind the people that are actually getting targeted right now. Sloan should be able to take this one on without any real issues super quickly. One of the things that potentially scares me is this one that dampens player healing. So I'm actually going to fly up there and hopefully get that done sooner rather than later. Let's see if he... Okay, he did focus on Helena. And I'm going to call out the AI not being super good. He focused on Helena, but he moved out of range to deal Mana Storm. And he could have he was right here. Instead of moving here, he could have moved here, hit Marin with a Mana Storm, Firestorm, Helena with Firestorm, and still made his attack. So, AI not really rocking it, basically, is what I'm saying. AI not really rocking it. Alright. Sloan takes out this guy. I don't even remember what this one was. Shit. Okay. Firestorm, double movements, stops attacks, Wicked Bolt, player healing, Mana Storm. So this was his additional plus 10 defense, plus 10 fortitude. So he should take more damage now, basically. In here. Okay, so this is going to be his Firestorm gone. Very good.
Strike true.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm tanking him. Nice.
Your end approaches.
Good shit.
Lead the way. We've got you.
Actually gonna come back with Monroe, honestly. It's this one. It's just gonna take so long for some of them to get to where they're going that I think by the time they get over here, I don't think they're gonna make it back to the
Whatever
previous
it
fight.
takes.
Cool, cool, cool. This is an interesting fight. I think it might still be too easy, right? And obviously, I think the AI could, again, it moved into a position where it's not even proccing the Mana Storm, right? Could have hit 2 people with the Mana Storm, not hitting them with the Mana Storm, right? Take advantage of your shit. So the AI could definitely use some work. And the background is a little with the movement, right? But the mechanics, I'm definitely down for the mechanics of this fight, right? The mechanics of this fight seem very interesting. I love fights where it's like, do X, Y, Z, and you can take away abilities from the boss. That's really cool.
You've made your death a necessity.
All right, this is the healing dampening is taken away.
You've made your death a necessity.
Which I think could be, honestly, I think this could be strengthened. I think it could be, you can't heal until you destroy this crystal. Or it's reduced to like 90%, by 90% or something like that. I have not, it was 50%, haven't noticed it. That hasn't been a problem. You know? Ooh, now he can actually slap back. That's dangerous. It's quite dangerous. Oof, my goof. My goodness. Like, he actually is kind of scary in how much he slaps.
Stay with me.
This should be fun.
play. Yeah, Alden should be able to take out this thing. Yep, easy
Too
peasy.
easy.
Alright, no more Mana Storm. I'm gonna head Lincoln back. I'm gonna head everyone back, basically, except for Irving, going for that central point, the Wicked one. And let's start to put the hurt down on him.
Grown as the shadow casts.
51 Fortitude. Though I might just have to have Helena solo his ass.
I will.
Good. Okay.
I'm on it.
Bring Elias down. A hefty chunk of change there.
How can I help? We've got you. My hard work is paying off.
It is willed.
Strike true.
Good. We're gonna want to pin him in so that he can't just target whoever he wants. Play. So we'll surround him and go from there. Very glad. So this is almost, he should be attacking other people. Like, don't get me wrong, it's super beneficial that he's attacking Helena, but Helena has almost immunity to arcane damage. Like, the AI should be targeting other people. A goof.
Diligence is its own reward.
Stay with me.
Can't reach, so just gonna move in and wait. Move in, heal here, and then move in. Oh, quite make it.
You
Okay,
won't
so
feel
this
a
is his
thing.
Wicked Bolt, so no more of the just hitting multiple people on the map shit.
Easily done. Get on your knees and beg.
Alright, all crystals down. Now it is just Empyrean. And honestly, he doesn't seem like he's going to be that big of a deal. The worst that we're really looking at here is a random crit from him. He does have crit, and he has pretty high damage. So there is, like, for instance, right there, had he crit Sophia, he would have killed her. So, and that's, I think we're just going to have to cross our fingers on that. There's no, like, getting around it. But we can double attack him now, right? We're about to surround him, so he's not going to be able to move around. We can be very selective with our attacks, and go from there.
Strike true.
So I'm not super worried. We might lose a person or two to a random crit, but I'm honestly not super concerned. I think we've got this in the bag. Unless something changes. But I don't think it's gonna.
At your disposal.
We've got you.
Very well.
Stay back, creep!
Nice. I'm gonna try to do this without getting anyone killed. So we're gonna
By your grace.
play a little cautiously. I'm just not gonna attack certain situations. Kind of like that. Or like that. Some people, I think, we're basically just not gonna use. 77% chance to hit. Whatever.
Let's do it.
I will.
Okay. Sure. We basically don't want to put anyone in a position to where they get lucky crit killed. That was pretty close. So, you know.
What'll it be?
It is willed.
Elena can attack with basic impunity. She just needs to be healed every couple turns. That was a crit, and it still did crap. Did like 6 damage.
Your end approaches.
Even if he crits Elias, Elias will not die. So. Now if he crits Elias, Elias will die. We'll heal Elias.
One step at a time.
Move over here, heal, and
How can I help?
heal. Crits, dies.
My turn.
If he crits, he doesn't kill Sophia. And Sophia actually... No, Sophia doesn't have the... Sloane has
All
the...
right.
I will.
Does too much. Too much of Zen magic damage. I would be sniping him with Garrick if I fucking could, but he counters. He's not supposed to counter,
This should be fun.
but he counters. That makes me sad. Like, I was super excited to see that in the patch notes, and then it doesn't. Whatever. Again, we're playing it safe. I'm trying to keep someone from getting crit like this, right? Could have gotten crit killed. But, because we're playing safe, and we're actually gonna have to pull out. Basically, Helena's just doing this. My goodness. We're gonna try to, what we'll try to do is we'll try to get him to a turn where we can try to Nova him. But that's gonna take a second, I think.
Oh, all right.
He can crit kill her. Damn. Actually does less damage against a rune cloak. And she has 36 fortitude, but he can still crit kill her. Oh, it's holy damage. Actually does bonus against rune cloaks. Interesting. Kinda trash. So if he has 36 fortitude, he does minus 10% against leather, but she's still taking a pretty hefty chunk. Alright. It's fine. Let's Nova this turn. Let's try and Nova this turn.
I've got it.
If we lose someone, we lose someone. I think it's more interesting this way anyways.
Maybe I need a new outfit.
It is willed. Embrace
Crit.
your fallen fate.
I need more of those. Also, I don't want to wait for that many turns to pass. Also, there's the possibility that maybe there's like a hidden timer in here, that if we get to a specific time, he actually wins. I do not want to risk having to do this again. I would rather lose people. This is a really cool spell. The spells in this game are honestly really, really good. Really good.
Would hate to be you right now.
Crit! Pretty good.
Would hate to be
Double
you right now.
crit! Okay. That is interesting. Alright. So, I'm wrong. They don't counterattack. Okay, devs. Cool. I'm glad they don't counterattack. Do not show them as being able to counter then. Right? Like, you have to take that away. when I look at enemies from 3 range away from Garrick, it tells me they are going to counter and do X amount of damage. That means I don't want to do it, right? If they're not going to counter like normal, it needs to show nothing. It needs to show null. I just spent the last 2.5 stages not taking 3 range attacks with Garrick because I thought I was going to get got. Which is sad. Also looks like it's unlikely we are successful in killing him this turn. But maybe we can finish him off. I mean, we'll definitely finish him off next turn. Okay.
I feel stronger. Do I look stronger?
Here and heal.
Together, we forge ahead.
Do an attack here. Oh,
Very well.
yeah, we'll take it.
History will forget you!
You had to flourish crit now? You couldn't flourish crit on the next hit? Flourish crit, flourish crit, flourish crit, flourish crit. Ah. You make me very sad.
Stay with me.
Alright, I see no reason to... We're not going to lose anyone. And again, unless we get a crit. So, I see no reason to risk it. If he gets a crit, he did not get a crit. Okay, we should be good. Should be good to finish him off this turn.
My course is steady.
Very nice. Nice endings. And how much fucking... is 72 defense? Jesus. He has 62 base. That's insane. Insane! Very good.
This one's on the house.
Ouch.
Bottoms up.
Okie
This
dokie.
should be fun. Would hate to be you right now. Sorry in advance.
Double crit. Alright. Let's have Irving steal it. Seal the deal. Finish it out.
Proudly meeting expectations.
Good job, Eric. Proudly
Whatever it
meeting
takes.
expectations. Here we go.
You've made your death a necessity.
Boom.
You have my thanks. Strength is the only
End of the
path to
Eclipse.
peace.
New visual novel. Dark Deity. I can go the distance. Beat the
Their
game.
malice is but a memory.
Beat the game. Beat the game on hero mode. Beat the game on mortal mode. Okay. Just got 3 achievements. Very nice. And Helena gets MVP, because absolutely she was the MVP of that one. Like, being able to just face tank the final boss being like all arcane damage, and her just being able to be like, okay, come at me, yo, was very nice. Also, she was able to attack him the entire time, so she dealt a lot of damage. Very good. Very good. And a generous only level... No. Those are the level ones that we already had. It shows you at the end slate all of the tokens that you currently have. I'm just sitting on 15 level 1 tokens because I don't care about using them on everyone else. Yeah. Now it is clear. The end fate prepared for me. No. This is the end you chose. No such power through no effort of my own. No, Irving. Choice was never mine to make. Maybe not. Your misery doesn't give you the right to gamble with 100,000 lives. So you say. Luckily for you, it seems your word will be the last.
Done it.
Terra will be better for it. You'd best hope you're right.
Goodbye.
Now go, unless you wish to share my fate. I am not so petty as to thrust it upon you. World may come to need your strength. Perhaps you really have brought Terra back from the brink. I pray you never know for certain.
So,
My destination is unchanged.
I am ready.
Ready, Astralis. He's going there one way or the other. That's fair. All right. Cool. See how this winds down. Oh, wow. We get full stats. Holy shit. Look at that. Look at that Alden damage. 13,000 damage from Alden. I'm actually surprised at how much damage Irving dealt. He was never one of my stellar, like, top-out winners, but he was consistently getting those crits throughout, so looks like he actually stacked up pretty high. Sloane was pretty low for a very long time and finally started to catch up. I think if the game had gone another, like, 4 maps, she probably would be top end. Elias turned out amazing. Sia, absolutely awesome. Corvin, absolutely awesome. And it's after Corvin that people start to kind of like drop off, right? Bianca, so-so. Sophia, so-so. Monroe was really cool. Monroe really seemed to was coming into his own, I think. It was very neat. 143 kills on Alden. Alden's just a fucking nightmare. Look at the amount of crits Irving has compared to other people. Like, even Garrick, who was a crit build, which, amusingly, Garrick only had 65 crits, when Elias was not a crit build, Sia was not a crit build, and they both had comparative or more. That's very funny. But Irving almost doubled everyone else because of the build that we went with him. That's really neat. Really neat. Crazy to see how much damage Marin healed. Crazy to see the amount of damage taken. Right? Very interesting. It's Helena. Where is Helena? Okay, well, these stats are incorrect. Because my Helena has no stats. That's sad. Unfortunate. So that's definitely a bug. But whatever. Not the end of the world, I suppose. Yeah, oof, right? There, and this is kind of just, I'm gonna tell you, this is indicative of this game. I have had a blast with this game. It has a good game. It is not a bad, or that's the phrase, it's not a bad game. It is a good game, but it just falls short on a lot of different things. A lot of little bitty weird bugs like this, relatively inconsequential, but it still sucks, right? You know? little inconsistencies in the UI, little inconsistencies, little oddities in the story and how it's delivered, how they decided to deliver it. Little things with like the magic animations being so cool, but the weapon animations being all the same, right? Like, there's so much potential with this game. Then you see it all and you're like, this is cool. And then it just kind of falls a little short on what you're expecting. And that's kind of been the experience of this game. Fun, good, but less than I feel like it could have been. I'm actually relatively intrigued to see where this developer goes in the future. Like, they're not a I will buy whatever they put out developer, but I definitely want to keep my eye on them, because I think if this is like their first real shot at a strategy game or at a game period, there's a lot of promise in this game. But there's little steps that they need to take to make it fully actualized the next time, or even this time, right? Like, I think there are things that they can do to fix this game, right? Anyways, let's move on to our ending. The astral plane and mortal realm have once again diverged. It has been 36 hours since Empyrean's defeat. Called a meeting of the Delian noble houses. My father is backing it, as are most who opposed Varric's methods. It's scheduled to happen a month from today. Many had fled during recent months to wait out the revolution in safer areas. I suppose there's no surprise in that. New lace is nice around this time of year, I hear. I've regained control of House Valmyron. Monroe and I will be meeting with our advisors on how to proceed.
No time to waste.
Elia can't wait for a month to begin healing. Why should commoners suffer while the bureaucracy deliberates?
Naturally.
They won't. Lincoln, we'd like for you to assume Sterling's former role as commander of Delia. Wow, Lincoln's just like, what? Excuse me? But he's definitely the perfect person for it, honestly.
With honor.
I would be honored, Sloane, and I am honored that you would want that after all we've been through. We also know that we'll need advisors who represent more than our own interests, and we need to begin rebuilding the kingdom. I can think of no one better suited to be Delia's quartermaster than you, Alexa. About time somebody had a good idea. Yours was a good idea too, Lincoln. Sorry. So you accept?
I got it.
Of course I accept. Who else would keep your greedy rump in check? Great many, I expect. We also have a role for you, Rin, if you're planning on sticking around. Oh?
Guess I'll state the obvious.
There are going to be hundreds of Delian nobles swarming the palace a month from now. No idea where their loyalties lie. I was hoping you would be interested in helping us keep tabs on things. I see. If I'm understanding, I have a month to consider, yes? 2 weeks. We've got groundwork to lay. I will think on it. Nice, I like it. I think rebuilding the kingdom is the right move. You know that you have my support. The question remains whether we have your uncle's support.
It's simply politics.
I'm planning on leaving immediately to meet with him. When he hears the full story, he'll understand. You have my word that the war will be ended. He never wanted this war. He'll be happy to see its end. I believe we will be able to rebuild the friendship our kingdoms once shared. All I need is time. Arima, I trust you will come with us to Oasis. You deserve no less than a full pardon.
Things change.
I'm unsure if I wish to live in Oasis again. You don't need to live there, but you should at least allow us to do right by you. Your legacy in Oasis deserves to be known. Join you, at least for a time. Thank you, Princess. I hate to break up the party, but we should make preparations. War isn't good for safety on the roads, and we have a lot of ground to cover. Of course, where houses Valmyron and Valburen hold sway, you will always have a place. We'll talk soon, I'm sure. Be safe. Thank you both. Corvin, are you sure you don't want to reconsider coming with us? I'm sure whatever happens with Darius will be historic.
I'm sure of it.
I'm quite sure. I don't know where I need to be right now, but it isn't in Oasis. I will write you all, of course. I expect no less. Goodbye, friends. So a whole shit ton of them just left. You won't be sticking around, will you?
Not quite.
No. I'm going to Shellamons with Liberty and Vesta. I think you should speak with Iris. I suspect she'll want to join you. I'll seek her out before we leave. Thank you. I'll consider it a personal favor. You're always welcome here, Sildarin. We'll miss you, all of you.
Pace yourself.
Luck here. May find rebuilding Delia more difficult than stopping its destruction. I pray that isn't the case. We'll be in touch. I really liked that, by the way. I really liked that the ending there didn't just turn over into, oh, Irving's main character, he's now king, yada 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 yada, woo woo woo, perfect world. No, it's a bunch of disparate people. This whole game has been a bunch of disparate people coming together because of the situations that they've been placed in and what they feel is right to do, right? So I'm really happy that that the way this ending is unfolding is practical, right? The nobles of Delia are moving to a position to rebuild the country, but they're working with the commoners that have been a part of the party to also do that, like positive change. But the people from other countries are going back to their countries, going to do the things that they need to do. And the people who have other loyalties are moving on to their other loyalties, right? Like, it's a logical, realistic way for this to all end. It's going well. You know, Garrick, when I used to tell you that you'd make a great dwarf, I was mostly joking. Best stay out of trouble in Everhearth. Garrick's going to Everhearth. Interesting. Apparently with quite a few people.
Right.
I will. Fenton's been teaching me all about their customs, making sure I know how to be respectful. Worst case, I've got Marin along to keep me in check. Wow, I did not expect the band to be broken up. I did not expect Garrick, Marin, and Alden to leave Irving.
This is fun.
And me to keep you from getting bored. Hey, Sia and Garrick stay together. Very nice. Funny how I'm not the one that needs babysitting anymore. You never were, Alden. It was always Garrick. We'll miss you, Irving. I miss you all terribly, but we'll see each other soon, I'm sure. I'll make the trip if you don't.
I'm with you.
On his dragon. Don't worry, I'll hold him to it. Iris, too. We will take different ships next time. Rose, Benji, I pray Red Hill sees a speedy recovery. Thank you again for all you did to help us. So you're recognized as the heroes as you are. Cool. Don't even need to say it. You bet, Irving! Benji! Fucking Benji. They'll sing of Benji far and wide. Of course they will. Or of all of us, I mean. I pray your voyage is less eventful than our last. We'll need your strength. There's plenty of work left to do. That there is. Don't be strangers.
You're really something.
Wouldn't dream of it, buddy. Again, logical. I don't know why the rest of the band is going with Fenton to the dwarfs. Maybe there's more information there in the bonds. Like if I had gone with Fenton and some of those characters and seen what those bonds have in store for us. But that is the one oddity that I've seen so far is that group is going to the dwarven location. But whatever. It's cool. Glad you decided to come with us, Iris. You too, Elias. Absolutely. I think there is a place for me in the Order, for all of us. Hurts to leave the others behind, but this feels right. Elias and I have never felt welcome on Etlan. Maybe in Varroa we can change that.
The Eternals.
Order will take you, or I'll have Alistair's head.
No kidding.
Let's keep the taking of heads to a minimum for a while, eh? I couldn't agree more. Here's we're ready to depart, thanks to one unscrupulous smuggler with a heart of gold.
Whoa there!
Unscrupulous? I'll scruple your louses just fine, thank you very much. Fucking Ford. Looks like Sarah wasn't lying. Her people kept the old humpback in tip-top shape. Ready to sail whenever her holiness commands.
Brilliant.
Well, no use mucking about Swift Harbor then, is there? I'm eager to report to the council. I think it would be best for us all to convene with my father first. There may be information we don't want spreading.
That's correct.
Of course, of course. Faster to Alistair, faster to a good bath drawn in my home. My own home in Trelisar? I'm actually relatively intrigued by the world, by the way. I would love seeing more games set in this world and the story and kind of like history enhanced. Or the world's backstory and history. You should really try to relax while we travel, Irving. You may regret not doing so when you never get another chance. I expect I'll live to regret a great deal of things, Aunt Liberty. What a wondrous thing that is. Definitely a step up from world-spanning annihilation. A wondrous thing indeed. Nice. Hey, Alistair! Sublime! My son will arrive any day with enough aspects to level a continent, only to find us all locked in endless deliberations.
What?
We can't make a decision before we get the full story. You and I both know that's not what this is about. Some of our colleagues seem to have forgotten it's action that solves problems, not words. And we've had problems enough without the largest consolidation of aspects since the calamity plopping into our laps. We don't have nearly the numbers we need to do much of anything. We could return to hiding. No, those days are far behind us now. Gods, let's hope I still remember the words to the rite of initiation. Do me a favor, would you, and fetch me a copy of our charter from the archives. We're going to need all the help we can get. Hey, yeah, boost the ranks. Okay, the ending's a little sudden. I think you could probably end on meeting up with Dearest Dad or something like that. But yay, credits! Woo! I had fun with this game. This is a good game. It definitely feels indie. And it feels like it is a character's... But the charter has a bunch of zeros in it. Must be a bug. It definitely feels like it's a first game type scenario. And I don't even know that it is necessarily. It might be that everyone on the dev team has made games before. But this feels like it's a labor of love or a passion game. And it came out really close to really good. But I'd honestly have to give it compared to other games in its genre, I'd have to give it a 6 out of 10 or maybe a 7 out of 10. It's fun to play, but I don't know that I would ever play it again, right? And the reason why I don't know that I would ever play it again is because of all of the little weird shortcomings that it has. So like I said, I'm really interested in keeping an eye on this dev team and what they do in the future. And I do think that if you enjoy strategy games, like if you're into Fire Emblem games or things like that, this is a game worth playing. I am also excited that they're still doing patches for it, pretty big patches, right? But yeah, it was also long as hell. It was, but honestly, if I look back at it, I probably, it's longer because I am relatively slow at playing strategy games like this. I'm really cautious, and I number crunch, and I move different people around to test things before actually making decisions. So I didn't need to be as cautious. 1. 2, I read everything out loud, so it makes it all take that much longer to read everything out loud than it does to read flip, you know, that type of thing. So there's that. But even considering all of that, I only think I put 35 or 40 hours into the game, right? So it's not like a 60, 80, 100 hour game or anything like that. It's just, I think it's long for this genre, I guess, right? If you compare it to older Fire Emblem games, they don't feel nearly as long as this felt because they're very encapsulated and the story's very slight. And there's not all the bonds to go through or the... deliberating over which stat item... Well, you have stat items. Deliberating over which gear to, upgrade or things like that, I guess. So... Either way, though, it was fun. I had a good time with it. I enjoyed the cast of characters. There were some that obviously I disliked because they're just not my bag. But a lot of them I thought were really interesting. And there were enough... There were so many that I thought were interesting that I did not get to play with all of the ones that I thought were interesting. So that's an upside, I think, personally. Obviously I would rather have more interesting characters than less interesting characters. I thought the artwork for the characters was really, really cool. really good, really well done. I loved the overworld map. I thought that was great. A lot of the base maps, a lot of the regular maps, the battle maps were bland or boring. There were a couple that were really neat, really interesting. The aqueducts, right? Like, any of the maps that had other things to do besides just kill all these enemies, right? They change the kind of like the parameters of the tests. They make it to where there are other factors involved. So those were cool. Things like some of the bigger boss fights, like the dragon and Empyrean at the end, them having special abilities. I feel like Empyrean was kind of a letdown. I don't know if we were a little strong. But the last three stages, 26, 27, 28, definitely feel like they could have been harder. Obviously, we were not playing on a hard difficulty, right? So there is that. They probably slap you around on a harder difficulty. But even just this, I feel like it could have been more difficult, right? Like, that last fight with Empyrean, his AI could have been a little better, first of all. The crystals could have had more HP, so it takes longer to get them down. And he could have just done more damage, honestly. Like it was too easy to play it safe, kill the crystals, and then chip him down and then burst him down. Like, the only time I really felt threatened, I didn't feel threatened with losing the match or the battle. I just felt threatened that he might, crit one-shot somebody. Or more likely, not that he'll crit one-shot someone, but if I had gone super aggressive really early on, he would have hit someone in retaliation, and then the next turn, or on his turn, also targeted them and killed them, right? But it's really easy to prevent that from happening. You just go, oh, I'm out of heals, I don't attack. That way, the only way he can take someone down is to crit them. But anyways, that was really fun. I had for all that I'm like saying these ifs and buts, it's still a good game. I really did have a good time with it. I think I'm almost overly critical of games that I have more fun with because I'm more invested in them, right? I'm more critical of this game, for example, than I am of something like, I don't know, probably something like Tales of Arise, for example. I'm more critical of this game because this game is kind of like my bread and butter and kind of like where my mind ticks, right? Is the strategy sides of things. But that just makes me want to nitpick it even more, right? That makes me want to be like, oh, this was really cool, but it would have been better if it was this. Or, oh, this was a really neat idea, but it kind of fell short. Like, for example, talk about kind of fell short. The tokens, upgrading your weapons, really cool. Really neat. Probably needed a little bit more variance in the different options. Some of them were a little too samey. But it happens, right? But the biggest thing was just the token drop rates were just really boring and annoying. I don't think that we necessarily needed more, right? Obviously, everyone on my team ended up with at least one tier 4 weapon, and I had multiple people with multiple tier 4s, right? And I had one person with all 4 tier 4s for that achievement. So it's not like I'm saying that, oh, we didn't get enough, but I think the delivery method of them didn't feel good because I bought the majority of my tier 4s and tier 3s, and that feels bad, right? I would actually prefer having less money throughout the entirety of the game and getting more drops of tier 2s at the appropriate time, tier 3s at the appropriate time, tier 4s at the appropriate time. I think we got maybe like 3 or 4 tier 4 drops the entire game. But I also think we only got maybe like 5 or 6 tier 3 drops the entire game. So it's kind of weird. It didn't feel paced well as far as that goes. A lot of names. We go quickly through the names now. I talked through a lot of the names. I apologize if your name is one of the names that I'm now speeding through. Yeah, it's all the backers. Absolutely. It's fun when I finally beat a game. Absolutely, it's fun when I finally beat a game. It's exciting because it means there's a new game on the horizon. And we already know what the new game on this horizon is going to be. New game on this horizon is going to be Genealogy of the Holy War for Fire Emblem. I'm actually pretty excited to give that one a try. Genealogy of the Horsey War, as it is known. Super hyped for that, so am I. I'm not going to do it in the same way that I did this. I think this ended up being a problem. Although I could do it in the same way. I don't know. I think I screw myself over with the way I upload things kind of sometimes. But I'm probably just going to do hourly episodes of Genealogy of the Holy War and not worry about it being chapter-based or anything like that, so we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited. I've played the first map like 2 or 3 times before. And then I've played the second map a time or 2, and I think I've started up the third map. But I've never gone further in the game than that. Either because I've gotten distracted by other stuff, or the most recent time that I actually started playing it, I stopped playing on the third map because I was like, no. I want to record this. I want to stream this. I'm actually really enjoying this. I want my first experience of it to be on camera. Yeah, so I was just like, we'll shelve it for now and I'll come back to it. I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be... I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty fun. My goodness. How many different lists of backers are we looking at here? Special thanks. Oof. 7. I was trying to go through... Okay. I was trying to go through the end of the credits to see if there was any last little bit, but there was nothing, so that is going to be the end of this video. If you made it all the way to this point in this series, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I have a lot of critical things to say about Dark Deity, but at the end of the day, I really enjoyed playing through the game, and I think if you are a fan of this type of genre, you'll probably enjoy it. So honestly, I recommend it to people who enjoy this kind of game. Just go in knowing that there are some kind of shortcomings here or there, and there's a couple caveats. But it's really good. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.